Hey guys, Tara here from Recovering Book Hoarder. Today I'm going to be doing the book addiction tag. I saw this over on April's channel at Getting Hooga with It, so I will link her book addiction tag video down in the comments. And why did I say comments? Not in the comments, in the description box down below. So, question number 1. What is the longest amount of time you can comfortably go without picking up a book? Okay, so that would be less than 24 hours. Every morning I start out with reading my Bible. So that's less than 24 hours usually between then and when I would definitely pick up a book again. It's rare I don't read something else in between. I mean, at the very least, an audiobook I would listen to, but usually I read whenever I get home from work or right before bed and that kind of thing as well. So, but typically the longest I would ever go is 24 hours between picking up a book. Okay, how many books do you carry on your person at any one time? So I always have at least one book, typically a physical book. Now let's say that I accidentally forget a book. I usually have like a car book that kind of floats around the car and I can pick up if I need to. But I also have the Kindle app on my phone, and so if worse comes to worse, I can pick up a book on there to read. So I don't like to be away from books very long, and you just never know when you're going to run into the opportunity that you need to read. Doctor's office, waiting for someone, go to the store with somebody and you wait in the car for them, so I have to have a book to read. Okay, do you keep every book you buy or receive, or are you happy to pass them on and make space for more? So that really depends. If it's a book that I absolutely love and I know that I want on my shelf, I want that particular edition on my shelf, I am not going to let anybody else borrow it, because I cannot tell you how many books I have lost, because people don't return them. And it greatly bothers me. So if it's a book that I know I love, I don't want to get rid of, I want it to be on my shelves, I want that edition, I don't want to have to pay for it again, I'm not letting anybody else borrow it. Now, there's lots of books that I'm like, okay, it's fine if I have it, but if I don't get it back, no big deal. Oh, I should say though, actually I did just loan my cousin Brianna a huge bag of books that I want all of those back, but I trust her that she will give them back to me. And I made that very clear. I told her, Bri, I need to have these back. And so that just shows how special she is, that I'm willing to let her borrow those books that I typically wouldn't let anyone else borrow. I have to say my friend Jackie is also very, very good about giving books back that I loaned to her. Okay, so the other thing is, if I read a book and I don't like it, or I just know I'm never going to pick it up again, I don't care whether or not it's on my shelves, I have absolutely no problem finding rehoming those, giving them a new home. Actually, I'm going to be doing a giveaway here soon that involves books that I'm unhauling, so keep an eye out for that. I think I'm going to put up beginning of October. So yeah, really depends. Okay, how long would you spend in a bookstore on a standard visit? So, pre-COVID, typically 2 to 3 hours, and I go up to Barnes & Noble, I like to browse, put a bunch of books into my basket, sit down in the comfy chair, and I like to do try chapters in order to decide if it's a book that I want to purchase, or if I want to put it on my library list, or on my wish list, or whatnot. Post-COVID, it's hard because I go into Barnes & Noble and they have taken all the seats out. I have to have the mask on, which I get, it's fine. Don't have a problem with that, but it has made the shopping of books not enjoyable at all in person. So if I have something I know that I want, I run in and out and grab it. Otherwise, I'm just purchasing online at this point, until things are hopefully back to normal. Okay, how much time per day do you actually spend reading? So at minimum, I spend 2 hours reading. Every morning, I wake up typically around 6 a.m. and I read I do my morning routine thing from 6 to 8, okay? And that involves prayer journaling, my day-to-day journal, and then reading the Bible, doing any devotional I may be doing, and then reading some kind of Christian book on top of that. So that is the first 2 hours of every single day. Now, usually I read more than that. On the way to work, I'll usually be listening to an audiobook. Sometimes while I'm working, I'm listening to an audiobook on the way home. And then normally once I get home and get everything that needs done, like right now my daughter's in cyber school. And so when I get home, we have subjects that we need to work on. So lately I don't get to start reading until like 9 o'clock. So usually I'll read for like another hour. So usually I'm going to say I could spend anywhere between 2 and 6 hours reading. Yeah. Sometimes if I go away, like if I go to my camp, I can like read most of the day and it's just so fabulous. If I could read all day, every day, that is what I would do. Where does the task picking up a book appear on your daily to-do list? So for me, it is number 3, literally. Like I said, I wake up at 6 a.m., do my prayer journal, do my regular journal, and then I pick up the Bible. So that is number 3 on my everyday to-do list. Okay, how many books do you reckon you own in total? So I was really curious about this. So I went around and I physically counted all of the physical books in my house. Did not include like these kind of things, which are like journals and that kind of stuff. So actually like books that you would read. So I figure out physical books that I own. These include books I have already read and books that need to be read, is 722. Ebooks, which this is hysterical because I gotta tell you, I hate ebooks. I don't like them at all. I never pay for an ebook. So the number I'm about to tell you, every single one of those books was free because it was, you know, they have like these ebook deal of the days. Keep thinking maybe I'll get into them. I don't know. I had the very first ever Kindle and I was so excited. I was like, this is like the greatest thing ever. And I just hated it. I'm a sensory experience book person. So of the ebooks that I have read, none of, because I don't like them, I have 142. So I have 142 ebooks that I got all of those for free and have not read any of them. Okay, then audiobooks, which I do actively listen to audiobooks, I own 72. All right, approximately how often do you bring up books in conversation? So I usually bring up books to other people that I know read. If I'm having a conversation and something comes up that I have read, then I talk about that. When I was reading Stamped from the Beginning by Ibram X. Kendi, I talked about that to everyone that I spoke to because it was just such an amazing book. And I think everybody needs to read it. So whenever it's a book like that I really feel passionately about and really love, then I bring it up to everybody and anybody. But typically, I only bring up books to other people that I know love books. Okay, what is the biggest book you have finished reading? So that would be The Believer's Bible Commentary, and that was 2,462 pages. Is there a book you had to get a hold of against all odds? Okay, so this is gonna tick off people who are big in the Black Dagger Brotherhood community. Okay, so the first the first 4 or 5 books were released in paperback for the Black Dagger Brotherhood. Then they started being released in hardback. Okay, I love the Black Dagger Brotherhood, so I had to buy them whenever they came out. I was really upset because the first, like I said, those other ones were paperback. They did not match the rest of what I had. I'm gonna turn on the light because it's getting kind of dark in here. There we go. Okay. So J.R. Ward and her publishing company re-released those first books on a very limited basis, and I needed to make sure I got all of them. So I did. I had the entire set. And I really, really wanted it to be autographed. So I went to one of her signings in Cleveland, and I think it's Cleveland. Pretty sure it's Cleveland. I lucked out. I got Dark Lover, the first book in hardback, took it, got it autographed. So that took a lot of work. It was like my prized book. I loved it so much. And then my husband and I, we did the Dave Ramsey Total Money Makeover. We were we had a lot of debt, okay? And one of the things that Dave Ramsey talks about doing in there is seeing what you have that's worth money and selling it in order to pay down your debt. So I took that and the second book, both of which were autographed and hardback, extremely rare books that other people that read BDB and are like heavy into BDB will understand how rare they are now. And I sold them on eBay, and I did make a nice amount of money. I was able, that was part of what we used to pay down our debt. But if you ask me if I would do it all over again, the answer would be no. I would not do that again. I wish I still had them on my shelf. I regret that. Anyway, sorry, it was a long story for that one question. All right, a book you struggled to finish but refused to DNF. That would be It by Stephen King. It was fine. But it was just so tedious. It's so long. And I truly, truly believe that with really good editing, that book could be 3/4 of the size that it is. And it would tell a much better, more concise, truly scary story. I did not even get scared reading it. And I think it's because there's just all this other stuff in there that I find so unnecessary. So yeah, I did not DNF it. I did finish it, but it could have been so much shorter. I wanted to DNF it. Let's just say that, but I didn't. Okay. 3 main book goals for 2020. So the book goals I still have left, 3 of them, is to finish the Apologetics Bible, to finish my 20 in 2020, and to finish the Core 52 year-long Bible study that I'm doing. Okay, have you ever had the privilege of converting someone into a reader? So I feel that maybe I had a small part in my cousin Brianna's conversion to becoming a reader. I used to get her books all the time and let her borrow books that I thought that she would like and that kind of thing. And she is an avid reader now. So I like to think that maybe I played a small role in that. Her mom, my Aunt Sherry, is also just an avid reader. So it's in her genes. I have pretty much given up on trying to convert people. And I think that what I have learned, I used to believe that if you did not love to read, it's just because you had not met the book for you yet. What I now think, after talking to a lot of people that are not readers, the one thing that I find that they all have in common is that when they read, they see words on a page and that is it. When I read, and anyone else I've talked to that is a big reader, I don't even see the words. It's literally a movie that takes place behind my eyelids while I'm reading. It's a whole sensory experience. If they are talking about a meal, I can taste the meal. If they're talking about how something looks, I can totally picture it. If they're talking about how something smells, I can smell it. So to me, it is actually better than watching television or watching a movie, because what I can make up in my head is way better than anything that they ever show. So that is how I have come to see the difference between somebody that loves to read and somebody who doesn't. Now, I have 2 nieces that I'm holding up hope that they're going to be readers. And so I am doing everything I can as an aunt to make that happen. I buy the books, I read the books, I want them to love books. And so, yeah, so I'm hoping that I will have an impact on them. But as far as everybody else goes, even including my own daughter, yeah, I've given up. I used to buy everybody books. Like, if you like something, I would buy you a book about that subject. Because I can't imagine that, like, when it comes to Christmas time, really, I just want books. That's what I want. They make me so happy. But I have learned not everyone's like that. So I no longer buy my husband books. I no longer buy my daughter books. Unless it's somebody else that I know loves books, I don't buy them for them. So, yeah. Okay, describe what books mean to you in 5 words. So to me, books are escape. Books are information, entertainment, beauty, and community. Community. I feel that like the community here on BookTube, I love being a part of that community. All of my fellow readers out there. I feel like when you find a fellow reader, especially somebody that you've discovered you have books in common, that person's like an immediate friend. So yeah, community. Okay, that's it. If you're watching this, then you want to do it, you think it sounds fun, I tag you. What do you think? Do you have any thoughts on my answers? I would love to interact with you guys down in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and all right, bye guys.